I read chapter 8, and chapter 8 follows two young editors at a magazine published by Nevada, their Nevada State Tourism Office. And yeah, they hired a freelance writer who was hired to write about fly fishing. And what had happened was the freelance writer actually plagiarized herself. She basically sent in an article that was very similar to other articles that she had previously written, and the editors at first they found that that some of the information was wrong, and yeah, and then they found out the other articles that were very similar in nature. So they ended up not going with the piece. They didn't pay the freelance writer for her work because it was plagiarized, and she wasn't upfront about it. The chapter kind of talks about how some writers will send out the same piece to multiple publishers because just to maximize the potential for them to get work. But the problem here was that she was dishonest about it, and it talks about how multiple or I guess it talks about how with this new age of the internet and people being more available to work with like professional outlets, that this stuff is a lot more easier to occur, and it's a lot more common. But yeah, I mean, even then, um, just because more people are now able to actually work with official um, publishers and official news outlets. Um, the chapter talks about how we shouldn't like lower the standards for works like this. And it also the chapter also sort of goes into you know like people having should that how people should have their own duty, and it talks about Kant's philosophies about how you should be honest about your work, even not just because of certain rules or laws dictating that, how from your own principles you should be honest about your work. And yeah, so I can't say that I have much experience with anything like this. I mean, maybe, honestly, maybe when I was in middle school, maybe I might have plagiarized something, but I don't even remember ever plagiarizing anything. Um, I guess the closest that I can come is just from doing um, like reviews on YouTube. Like I've done like movie reviews. Sometimes it's hard, like you know, like listening to other reviews or reading other reviews, and maybe having a difficult time sometimes blocking out sort of what other people say and just giving my own opinion. Um, but even then, like, uh, that's not even necessarily a bad thing because you're just listening to other people and say using what they say to help strengthen your own opinion. So even then, I can't really say that I have much experience with something like this. But yeah, like full on plagiarism is obviously a bad thing, and it's one of the worst things that you could probably do in mass media, and it's no bueno.